Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Have a Drink with Your Veterinarian, in which we have a drink together. You don't have to indulge in an alcoholic beverage, but you could, and I'm gonna, and you get free veterinary advice from the privacy and comfort of your own home, while I get to disseminate knowledge, stop struggling against this, and try new beers, and wear whatever I want, and drop F-bombs per requisite need. Then at the end I tell you if I like my drink. I'm your host, Dr. Ellis. I've been a vet for 10 years, and this is my co-host, Waffle. He's unemployed. Today we're going to discuss separation anxiety disorder, which is a disease whose acronym really does spell SAD. The reason for that is that a lot of us adopted a new furred family member over the course of the pandemic. I did. And now that we're putting on pants and leaving the house to go to our jobs, our dogs are faring poorly. Some symptoms of separation anxiety disorder include inappropriate elimination when you're gone, excessive barking when you're gone, destruction of property, and even injury to self. So they might break a toenail or even a tooth. It's important to note that if you're struggling with this, your dog loves you, and your dog is a pack animal who feels safe and right when that pack is together. She's not trying to punish you. She's essentially having a panic attack. Now, if you were in my exam room and you were concerned about separation anxiety disorder, I'd ask you if your dog is destroying things when you leave or just anytime he can, because it might be just standard destructive puppy behavior. I would also ask if they've destroyed anything harder than cushions, if they've injured themselves, and if you're considering rehoming because of this. I would ask those questions to get a feel for how severe this is and whether or not I want to prescribe some medications if it's pretty severe. So if you are considering rehoming your dog, or they have eaten the drywall, fractured their nails, eaten something that they had to have surgically removed later, I'd call that severe. And I'd advise you to see your veterinarian over that one. The medications that we might prescribe, they don't have to be forever, but they can calm a dog down enough to where he can learn new behaviors better and can recall what he's learned previously better. So if we're not at that point where medications are warranted, I typically recommend a three-pronged approach. One, the 5-minute rule. So it can set up a real serious dichotomy for dogs when they get the most attention right before you're gone and right after you come back. So basically, you don't want to set that up, and it's okay to just ignore them for 5 minutes before you leave, 5 minutes after you get back. You can Irish goodbye a dog. They're okay. 2, you want to break down negative associations that they have with leaving triggers. So you just do your leaving ritual. You put on your purse and your coat and your shoes, and instead of leaving the house, you just kick it with your dog. So that breaks up some negative associations that key your dog up and start up his or her anxiety. 3, strong Revpur Adaptil diffuser plugins. They emulate the pheromone that's emitted from the mammary glands of lactating mom dogs, and they have a soothing effect on dogs. There's no real side effects that I've ever had reported, but don't leave them on a wooden surface because I really messed up a dresser that way once. So Waffle is not only my co-host, but also a recovering member of the SAD community. Yes, he had separation anxiety disorder. Do you remember what you did the first time that we left you alone? No, I didn't recall, Mom. No, he doesn't recall. Don't lie to me, Waffle. Don't lie about things. Don't tell me how to live my life. Anyway, he ate the blinds and a doorknob, and impressively, he actually locked himself in the bathroom. So we started doing the Adaptil diffuser. We didn't do big goodbyes any longer. I got him on a tricyclic antidepressant, and then we did some trials eventually of leaving for brief times, and then coming back and seeing how he was doing. And so once he learned that we weren't going to abandon him and he was a little bit calmer on his meds, the behavior stopped, we weaned him off of his meds, and he's been doing great ever since. So he's essentially cured. That concludes our lesson for the day. I hope that it was helpful. And I'm going to tell you about this beer. It's called Acid Drop. It's from a local brewery. And it's citrusy and delightful and rather summery, which is what I need right about now. I would recommend it. All right, until next time. Oh, and don't forget to pour a little bit out for Betty White, who's a friend to animals and a class